Have you ever woken up one morning, looked around, and felt like the world just isn't as bright as it used to be? Maybe it's been months or even years since you lost someone dear, a spouse, a sibling, a lifelong friend. And that emptiness still lingers, like a quiet shadow that follows you through the day. If you're over 65, you might feel that weight even more deeply, wondering if joy is something you can ever truly hold on to again. I'm here to tell you that yes, you absolutely can. Losing a loved one is one of life's hardest chapters, but it doesn't mean your story ends there. In fact, it can be the beginning of rediscovering a kind of joy that's uniquely yours, one that honors the past while embracing the present. In this video, we're going to walk through 6 practical, heartfelt ways to rediscover joy after losing a loved one when you're 65 or older. These aren't quick fixes or empty promises. They're steps you can take, starting today, to find light even in the heaviest moments. We'll talk about how to reconnect with yourself, build new memories, and create a life that feels full again, all while carrying the love you'll always have for the person you've lost. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's start this journey together. Let's begin with the first way to rediscover joy, giving yourself permission to feel it. This might sound simple, but it's one of the hardest steps for many of us. After losing someone, it's natural to feel like smiling or laughing somehow betrays them. You might catch yourself enjoying a moment, maybe a sunny afternoon or a funny story, and then feel a pang of guilt, like you're not supposed to be happy. But here's the truth. Joy doesn't mean you love them any less. It's not a sign of moving on or forgetting. It's a sign that you're still here, living, and that's something your loved one would want for you. Think about it. Would the person you lost want you to stay in that shadow forever? Probably not. They'd likely want you to laugh, to find beauty in the world, to live fully. So, how do you give yourself permission? Start small. Try writing a letter to your loved one, telling them about a moment that made you smile recently. Maybe it was watching kids play at the park, or hearing a song that brought back a happy memory. Write it down, and then tell them you're going to keep looking for those moments. It's like making a promise to both of you. Another idea is to create a little ritual, like lighting a candle each evening and saying, "This is for you, and this is for me." It's a way to honor them while giving yourself space to feel again. One woman I heard about, Mary, lost her husband of 40 years. She started wearing his favorite scarf on her walks, and every time she saw something beautiful, like a blooming garden, she'd whisper, "This is for us." Over time, those walks became her way of finding joy without guilt. Now, let's move to the second way, reconnecting with your own passions. After 65, it's easy to feel like your best days are behind you, especially after a loss. But there's something powerful about rediscovering the things that light you up. Maybe you used to love painting, gardening, or even dancing in your kitchen to old records. Those passions are still inside you, waiting to be picked up again. If you're not sure where to start, think about what made you happy before life got so busy, maybe even before you met the person you lost. For example, John, a 68-year-old widower, found himself lost after his wife passed. Then he remembered how much he loved woodworking as a young man. He started carving small birdhouses, and soon he was gifting them to neighbors who filled his days with gratitude and connection. Try this. Make a list of 3 things you used to love doing, even if they feel silly now. Maybe it's baking cookies, knitting, or listening to jazz. Pick one and spend just 15 minutes this week doing it. You don't have to be great at it. Just let it remind you who you are. Those small sparks can grow into something beautiful. Now that we talk about giving yourself permission to feel joy and reconnected with your passions, let's explore how building new routines can help you find a sense of purpose and happiness again. Creating new routines might sound like a chore, but it's really about building little anchors in your day that give you something to look forward to. After losing someone close, your daily rhythm can feel off, like a song that's missing its beat. Maybe you used to have coffee together every morning or watch a favorite show side by side. Those moments leave a void, but filling that space with new routines can help you rediscover purpose and even joy. It's not about replacing the past. It's about crafting a present that feels meaningful. For example, Susan, a 70-year-old who lost her sister, started a morning ritual of tending to a small herb garden on her porch. She'd talk to the plants as if her sister were there, and that quiet time became her way of starting the day with peace. Over time, those herbs turned into delicious meals she shared with her neighbors, and that simple routine grew into new connections. So, how do you start? Think about one small thing you can do each day that feels good. It could be as simple as taking a 10-minute walk around your block, listening to an audiobook, or even setting aside time to call a friend. The key is consistency. Try to do it at the same time each day so it becomes a habit. If you're not sure what to pick, try something that engages your senses, like brewing a favorite tea or writing a short journal entry about something you're grateful for. These routines don't have to be big to make a difference. They're like stepping stones, leading you toward moments of lightness. And if you miss a day, don't worry. Just pick it up again tomorrow. The goal is to create a rhythm that feels like yours. Now, let's talk about the fourth way to rediscover joy, connecting with others in a way that feels right for you. After 65, it's common to feel like your social circle has shrunk, especially after losing a loved one who might have been your main confidant. But connection doesn't have to mean big gatherings or forcing yourself into crowded rooms. It's about finding people who make you feel seen and understood, even in small ways. You might join a local book club, volunteer at a community center, or even strike up a conversation with someone at the grocery store. Take Margaret, a 67-year-old who lost her partner. She felt isolated until she started attending a weekly knitting group at her local library. At first, she went just to keep her hands busy, but soon, the chatter and laughter with others became a highlight of her week. If the idea of meeting new people feels overwhelming, start small. Maybe invite a neighbor over for tea or join an online group for something you enjoy, like gardening or history. There are even virtual grief support groups where you can share your story with others who get it. The point is to find connection on your terms. No pressure, no expectations. Just showing up, even in a small way, can open doors to new friendships and moments of joy. And don't underestimate the power of a good laugh with someone. It's like medicine for the soul. The fifth way to rediscover joy is to give back in a way that feels personal. There's something incredibly uplifting about doing something kind for someone else, especially when it ties to the memory of your loved one. Maybe they loved animals, so you volunteer a few hours at a local shelter. Or perhaps they were a teacher, and you decide to read to kids at a nearby school. Giving back doesn't just help others. It reminds you that your loved one's legacy lives on through you. For instance, Tom, a 72-year-old widower, started a small scholarship fund in his wife's name for local art students because she was passionate about painting. Every time he got a thank you note from a student, he felt a spark of joy knowing he was keeping her spirit alive. Try this. Think of one way you can give back that feels connected to your loved one. It could be as simple as donating books to a library in their name or helping a neighbor with a task they used to do together. These acts don't have to be grand. They just need to come from the heart. Let's dive into the final way to rediscover joy. We'll talk about celebrating your loved one's memory in a way that brings you peace and happiness. Celebrating your loved one's memory in a way that feels meaningful can be like opening a window to let fresh air into your heart. It's not about dwelling on the loss, but about finding ways to honor their life that bring you comfort and even a smile. This sixth way to rediscover joy is all about creating moments that keep their spirit close while allowing you to feel alive in the present. For example, Linda, a 69-year-old who lost her husband, decided to plant a rose bush in her backyard because roses were his favorite. Every time she tends to it or sees it bloom, she feels like they're sharing a quiet moment together. It's turned a painful memory into something beautiful and alive. You can do something similar. Maybe cook their favorite recipe and share it with family, or frame a photo of a happy moment and place it somewhere you'll see it every day. These acts are like little bridges between the past and the life you're living now. One way to start is to think of something your loved one loved, a place, a hobby, a song, and find a way to weave it into your life. If they love the beach, maybe take a walk by the water and collect a shell in their honor. If they were always telling jokes, share one of their favorites with a friend. You could even create a memory box filled with small mementos like ticket stubs or handwritten notes, and open it when you want to feel close to them. The key is to make it personal and to let it feel like a celebration, not a chore. These moments can spark joy because they remind you of the love you shared, not just the pain of losing it. And don't feel like you have to do it alone. Invite a friend or family member to join you. It can be a way to share stories and keep their memory alive together. As you try these 6 ways, giving yourself permission to feel joy, reconnecting with your passions, building new routines, connecting with others, giving back, and celebrating your loved one's memory, you'll find that joy isn't something that happens all at once. It's like planting seeds in a garden. Some days you'll see a sprout. Other days, it might feel like nothing's growing. But with time and care, those seeds can bloom into a life that feels full again. Take it one step at a time. Maybe today you start by writing that letter to give yourself permission to smile, or you sign up for a local class to reconnect with something you love. Whatever you choose, know that you're not betraying your loved one by finding happiness. You're honoring them by living fully. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's one thing you've done to rediscover joy after a loss? Or maybe there's a memory of your loved one that always makes you smile. Share it with us. Your story might just inspire someone else watching this. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 65. We're all in this together, and every small step you take is a victory. Here's to finding joy, honoring those we've loved, and living a life that shines no matter your age.